Alrighty then, greetings ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode 3 of Sonic the Hedgehog. And in today's episode, I'm here all by myself. I tried to get John and Sam on in here with me, but they just decided, pretty much to not respond, so... Oh, well, Sam did respond, but Sam had something else to do. But anyways, that's not the point. This episode and the final episode of Sonic the Hedgehog is actually a post-commentary right now, because I had some mishaps with episode 3, so I said, screw it, I'm gonna, pre-record episode 3, and along with episode 4, just to make sure that there is nothing that could possibly go wrong with episode 4. So, this is the final result. It's all pre-recorded. Everything is pre-recorded, and I have to talk for about 16 minutes by myself, because, yeah. Anyways, I should get on to why it's all pre-recorded, besides, mishaps. I had originally recorded episode 3 with Sam and John Monday. And the screen size of the video, or the video's screen size, yeah, was incredibly zoomed in, way too zoomed in. And it's not zoomed in when I was editing it in Premiere. The video itself was completely zoomed in, and that was a problem OBS was giving me recently. Do not know why it's been giving me that problem, but it has been. So as a result, when Sam and John left, I said, screw it, I'm just recording episode 3 by myself. So I recorded episode 3, and I had John with me. Not in that episode, but because I turned off the microphone, so that way, I wasn't actually recording the episode, but just pre-recording it. Now, the game's audio is set to desktop audio, meaning that OBS has desktop audio, meaning whatever, I do not know why I stopped there, meaning whatever audio is being played on my desktop, whether it be, YouTube, music, Discord, Skype, or the game itself, OBS will
seconds later.
OBS will pick that up. See, I wasn't thinking straight, so I thought that my parents would have been heard in the audio, but no, because my microphone's not on. However, my conversation with John on Discord was picked up. And in turn, I had to re-record episode 3 again. And I did not save state. I did not save state after getting out of the Starlight Zone, no, the Labyrinth Zone, probably for the better, because if I did save state, oh god, I'd have to redo the entire game and regain every single Chaos Emerald, and that just would have been fun, considering the fact that I've beaten the game literally 3 times before even starting up this channel. Thank you, Christian Whitehead, for the Sonic the Hedgehog remake. Really fun remake. If you haven't played my own stupidity, if you haven't played Sonic the Hedgehog, all 2 of you, 1, 3 out there, then I recommend the Christian Whitehead version, which you can easily find through you can easily find that version of the game through either iOS or console, PS3, PSN, Xbox Live. I probably would recommend the iOS version more, iOS/Android version, because it's the same thing as the console versions, only difference being is that it's always with you, no matter what, which I do think the iOS version is the best port. I really hope I don't have this much bad luck when I get the Sonic CD, which is what I'm doing which is the game I'm doing after Sonic the Hedgehog. I don't know exactly when. In terms of timeline, I'm not sure exactly when Sonic CD is supposed to take place. I hear that it takes place after Sonic 2, because Sonic 2 and Sonic CD were in development around the same time. So people, I think, naturally assume that Sonic CD would take place after Sonic 2 because it was released afterwards, but in terms of timeline, people say it takes place after Sonic 1, before Sonic 2, and I don't know, so I'm just gonna do it before Sonic 2 and see what people say about that. I hate Labyrinth Zone. I love Labyrinth Zone's music, I really do. I love this game's entire soundtrack, but I absolutely hate the zone. I explained it in the last episode, but just for the sake of LP, or just for the sake of the Let's Play, Sonic can't swim. This is the zone you're supposed to find out that, yeah, Sonic is unable to swim. He can't breathe in water. Nobody can, but, you know, Mario can. But, yeah, Sonic will drown if you stay in the water too long. Which is, a little while ago we saw that there was a counter that was counting down to 5. If you stay, oh god, Twitter, Jesus Christ, I mean YouTube. Why did I say Twitter? Anyways, okay. Anyways, a little while back there was a counter that was counting down, and that counter basically lets you know that you have 5 seconds before you drown. If that hits 0, you die. Yeah. Pro skills of them dodging of that spike ball and chain. And I fall off the water here, just for the record, about 3 times. That's 1. I don't get the idea that I should be closer. I don't get the idea. That's 2. And that's 3. I'm also amazed at myself by the fact that I have about 12 lives. Whenever I played Sonic the Hedgehog, when I was younger, and by younger I mean like 3-4 years ago, I would never get nearly as much lives as up to 12 lives, which is amazing to me. And this part, yeah, I would never gain as much lives as normally before. And whenever I played Sonic the Hedgehog on iOS, which was recently, in fact, this is the zone that made me lose all my lives and actually made me get a game over because I hate Labyrinth Zone and touchscreen on the iOS version even more, because it's like Labyrinth Zone is working against me, and so are the touchscreen controls. I mean, I had no real problem with them, but it felt like just for Labyrinth Zone and Labyrinth Zone alone, they were working against me. And yeah.
3 hours later.
Can you move it along? I'm all out of time cards.
I died. Oops, I didn't actually get to show off the boss battle. Oh yeah, I didn't get to show off the boss battle. Oops, that was a boo-boo on my part. I'm not gonna... I actually had to, like, encode this video a second time because the transitions were a little bit weird, but that's a mistake. It's not a real big deal. Anyways, the boss battle is basically that you're climbing up a vertical shaft and you have to basically... It's basically a chase against Eggman, but there are all these gargoyle heads that spit out fire and all these spears that we saw earlier in the stage, and basically you have to climb up... all of that while dodging all the gargoyle heads and the spears, while the water is constantly rising. Now, you may think that actually sounds a bit difficult, and I'm not gonna lie, it actually is. Not too difficult, but it can get a bit of annoying. Now, I took the top route there, but if I took the bottom route, I would have actually gained a lot of speed in my mind. I don't know what my mind was thinking there. Or I don't know what I was thinking there, but if I had taken the bottom route, I would have gained a lot of speed over there. But one thing I like to do in Starlight Zone is that I like to gain a lot of speed and then purposely die, because there's an extra life that I picked up there that you saw a little while ago. And I just always, like, for some reason, whenever I start Starlight Zone, I always like to take the bottom route and go extremely fast and then purposely die. It's so much fun for me to do. And wow, Starlight Zone is not giving me some good stuff here. Now, Starlight Zone can be an incredibly fun and fast-paced zone. You can get this zone done really fast if it wasn't for the constant enemies that always get in your way, as you see there, and that speed though. The constant speed that I had there. Also, just for the record, I died about 3 to 4 times in Labyrinth Zone Act 3. I had 11 lives, and now my lives are bumped down to 4. I died there about 3 times. Yeah, not about 3 times. I did die 3 times. I really hate that zone. I'm trying to take the top route here, and I say, fuck it all, I'm taking the bottom route. Yeah. I really don't know what to say. Other than Starlight Zone is just a nice, fast-paced zone that can work with you or against you, depending the route you take. But once again, has such an amazing soundtrack. I really do love Sonic 1's soundtrack. I mean, Sonic 2 has an amazing soundtrack. Sonic CD, oh my god, Sonic CD's Japanese soundtrack is, it's. I would say before then, Sonic 3 and Knuckles would have most likely been my favorite soundtrack. I don't exactly have a favorite Sonic the Hedgehog soundtrack. After playing Sonic 1, I loved its soundtrack. I haven't heard it in such a long time. The only reason why I've been such in a Sonic high recently is because of Sonic Mania and Sonic 2017. After hearing Sonic 2's soundtrack, I love that soundtrack, but just after hearing Sonic CD's soundtrack, I love Sonic 3's soundtrack, but my god, Sonic CD, what did they do with you, man? You have such an amazing soundtrack, and I just love it more, and it's so fun, and I really don't care for the American soundtrack, because I don't like the American soundtrack. It has good songs, admittedly, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, some of the tracks are alright, I'm not gonna lie. I don't think the soundtrack is bad as a whole. I just don't really like it because it gives that dark vibe. And that's what they were going for, but that's not what I want in a Sonic. I want a nice, high, energetic soundtrack, which is why I love Sonic CD's soundtrack so much. God, it's also why I love the Adventure games soundtrack. Adventure 1 more than Adventure 2. I really like Adventure 1 soundtrack more because it's more. There are more variety. There's a more variety in songs. Sonic Adventure 2 is I hear a lot of electric guitar in that song, and not many not a whole lot of other things that how do I put it? Sonic Adventure 1 has more variety in its soundtrack. You got some songs that give you some songs that sound like that make you feel like you're actually in that zone. You go through Emerald Beach, the first act of the game, and you hear this nice energetic tune that would make you think that, hey, this is something I would hear in the beach. Maybe, I have no idea what happened there. And then you have the Red Mountain, and you have the song Red Hot Skull, which is a weird ass soundtrack, but I love it for that. And then I love Sonic Adventure soundtrack. Sonic Adventure 2 soundtrack, I like that too, but electric guitar. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, squeaky chair. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, we're actually coming at the end of Sonic the Hedgehog. Episode 3, so I hope I will see you guys in episode 4 of Sonic, in the final episode of Sonic the Hedgehog. Anyways, I'll see you guys until then.